I told you that in North Carolina, there is a small town where the average family income reaches more than $166,000 per year, crime is low, and quality of life ranks among the best in America? Now compare that with another town in the same state, where poverty affects nearly 1/3 of the population. Thousands of residents have left in recent decades, and the town continues fighting to recover from serious economic problems. Both towns are in North Carolina, the same state, the same laws, even a culture that is not dramatically different. Yet the final results are completely opposite. If there is one small city in North Carolina that often comes up in discussions about poverty, crime, and lack of economic opportunity, it is Lumberton. Lumberton's median household income is only around $42,000 per year, far below both the North Carolina and national averages. Even more concerning, about 31% of residents live below the poverty line, making it one of the highest poverty rates in the state. Lumberton has also experienced long-term population decline. In 2010, the city had more than 21,500 residents. But today, that number has fallen to around 19,000 people. What makes Lumberton's situation even more complex is its history of natural disasters. The city has suffered several major floods from storms such as Hurricane Matthew and Hurricane Florence, destroying homes and businesses and slowing economic recovery for years. In the heart of Scotland County, there is a small city called Laurinburg that has spent decades struggling with the same problems: lost jobs, high poverty, and rising crime. The numbers clearly explain why Laurinburg often appears on lists of North Carolina's most troubled cities. Around 32% of residents live below the poverty line. Its unemployment rate is also around 10%, far above the national average. These economic problems are made worse by very high crime levels. The latest FBI data shows an overall crime rate of around 6,936 cases per 100,000 residents, more than twice the national average. Its violent crime rate even approaches 1,900 per 100,000 residents. At first glance, Wadesboro looks like many other small towns in rural North Carolina. But behind that charm, Wadesboro faces economic and social challenges that have lasted for years, making it one of the most troubled small towns in the state. The town's median household income is only around $42,000 per year, far below the North Carolina average, while the poverty rate sits around 27%, one of the highest in the state for a town of similar size. Job opportunities are also a major problem. Over the past several decades, many manufacturing jobs that once supported the area have disappeared. As a result, many residents must travel to other counties to find better paying work. Kinston is an example of a city still trying to recover after losing the economic foundation that once supported it. Today, Kinston's median household income is only around $36,900, while nearly 27% of residents live below the poverty line, far above the state average. Its population has also continued to shrink, now sitting at about 19,700 people, a sign that many residents, especially younger generations, are looking for better opportunities elsewhere. Interestingly, Kinston actually has a historic downtown that has seen revitalization in recent years. Several well-known restaurants and new businesses have managed to draw attention from outside the area. However, many residents argue that this comeback has not been enough to solve deeper problems such as poverty, lack of high-paying jobs, and population loss. Roanoke Rapids was once one of the most important textile industry centers in eastern North Carolina. For much of the 20th century, factories along the Roanoke River provided thousands of jobs and helped the city grow. But when manufacturing began to decline, Roanoke Rapids lost many of the jobs that had supported its economy for decades. Today, the city's median household income is around $53,000, while about 18% of residents live below the poverty line. Its population has also continued to fall, from more than 15,700 people in 2010 to around 14,200 today. Interestingly, Roanoke Rapids has one of the largest performance theaters in rural North Carolina and sits not far from Lake Gaston, a popular recreation area. But those attractions have not been enough to offset years of economic slowdown. Eden is a city born from the strength of textile and manufacturing industries, but it is also an example of how the collapse of those industries can change a community's fate. Located near the Virginia border, Eden was once home to thousands of factory workers. But when many companies moved production overseas or closed their facilities, the city lost much of its economic foundation. Today, Eden's median household income is around $47,000, still below the North Carolina average, while about 20% of residents live below the poverty line. For many young residents, limited job opportunities make larger cities a more attractive choice. Tarboro is one of the oldest towns in North Carolina, with a history even older than many major cities in the state. Its historic downtown is filled with well-preserved 19th century buildings, giving it a classic Southern charm that is hard to find elsewhere. But behind that historical heritage, Tarboro faces fairly serious economic challenges. As the county seat of Edgecombe County, Tarboro has a median household income of around $49,000, while more than 18% of residents live below the poverty line. That figure is far above the North Carolina average and reflects the economic struggles faced by many families in the area. Population growth is also relatively slow, and many young residents choose to move to Raleigh or the Research Triangle area to look for more promising jobs. Williamston may not often appear in national news, but this small town in eastern North Carolina faces many challenges commonly found in rural America. Today, Williamston's median household income is around $38,000, while about 36% of residents live below the poverty line, far above the state average. With a population of only around 5,000 people, the loss of just a few businesses or major employers can have a significant impact on the local economy. Even so, Williamston has one unique attraction that many other small towns do not have. The town is home to the Senator Bob Martin Eastern Agricultural Center, a large complex that hosts agricultural fairs, rodeos, and community events throughout the year. This facility helps preserve Williamston's role as a regional activity center. Whiteville is often described as a quiet, small town in southeastern North Carolina. As the county seat of Columbus County, it serves as a service center for the rural communities around it. But Whiteville faces economic challenges that place it among the worst small towns in the state. Interestingly, Whiteville is known as one of the important agricultural centers in coastal Carolina and hosts the North Carolina Pecan Harvest Festival every year, an event that celebrates the area's role in the pecan industry. The festival helps attract visitors and support local businesses. Although it has a friendly community and an affordable cost of living, Whiteville still struggles with slow economic growth and limited high-paying jobs. Reidsville actually does not face problems as severe as some others. However, when compared with many other small towns in North Carolina, Reidsville still lags behind in several key economic indicators. Even though its location is relatively close to larger economic centers, the benefits of regional growth have not been fully felt by the city. Interestingly, Reidsville is home to Lake Reidsville, a popular outdoor recreation destination in the area, and it also has a historic downtown district that continues to undergo revitalization. In recent years, some new investment has begun to arrive, giving hope for the city's future. Reidsville still faces challenges such as relatively low income, fairly high poverty, and slow growth, but its overall condition is generally better than towns ranked worse in North Carolina. Although the towns we just discussed face various challenges, North Carolina's story is not only about decline and economic hardship. The state also has several small towns that are growing rapidly, offering high levels of safety, strong incomes, beautiful surroundings, and a quality of life that makes many people dream of living there. Located on Roanoke Island in the Outer Banks, Manteo is a small coastal town that successfully blends history, seaside charm, and a quality of life that is hard to match. With a population of only around 1,600 people, Manteo offers a relaxed atmosphere that feels very different from North Carolina's larger cities, while still having a lively downtown that draws many tourists. One thing that makes Manteo stand out is its location in the heart of one of the most famous tourist regions on America's East Coast. The town serves as a gateway to the beautiful beaches of the Outer Banks, while also being home to several historic attractions. Interestingly, Roanoke Island is known as the mysterious site of the Lost Colony, the first English colony in America, which mysteriously disappeared in the late 16th century and remains one of America's greatest historical mysteries. If there is one small town in North Carolina that feels like a living postcard, Beaufort is one of them. Located along the Crystal Coast, this town of around 5,000 people is known for its rows of historic homes, beautiful waterfront, and maritime atmosphere that has lasted for more than 300 years. In fact, Beaufort is one of the oldest towns in North Carolina, founded in 1709. Beaufort's uniqueness does not only come from its history. From the edge of town, visitors can see the wild horses of Shackleford Banks, descendants of horses believed to have lived on those barrier islands for centuries. Economically, Beaufort benefits from tourism, fishing, and the maritime industry. Median household income is around $53,000, while its poverty rate is far lower than many small towns along the Carolina coast. Hidden in the Blue Ridge Mountains at an elevation of more than 3,600 feet, Banner Elk is one of the most beautiful small towns in North Carolina. With a population of fewer than 1,300 people, the town offers spectacular mountain views, cool air year-round, and an atmosphere that makes many people feel like they are in an exclusive mountain resort town. What makes Banner Elk special is its location near the two largest ski resorts in the state, Sugar Mountain and Beech Mountain. When winter arrives, thousands of tourists come for skiing and snowboarding, while summer brings hiking trails, waterfalls, and stunning views of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Not many small towns in North Carolina have this kind of four-season appeal. Known as the Land of Waterfalls, Brevard is a small town that has successfully turned natural beauty into one of its greatest assets. Located in the heart of Transylvania County, this town of around 8,200 people is surrounded by more than 250 waterfalls, a number that is hard for many other regions in the United States to match. But Brevard's appeal does not stop with nature. The town sits at the gateway to Pisgah National Forest, one of the most famous outdoor recreation areas on the East Coast. Interestingly, Brevard also has a unique identity that few other towns share. It is famous for its white squirrels, rare white squirrels that have been a local symbol for decades and are even celebrated through an annual festival. This unusual fact makes Brevard even easier to recognize among hundreds of small American towns. Southern Pines proves that a small town does not have to choose between traditional charm and modern prosperity. Since the early 20th century, Southern Pines has grown as a vacation destination and retirement community, attracting residents from across America. Its location near Pinehurst, one of the most famous golf destinations in the world, has also helped build a strong local economy. Economically, Southern Pines has a median household income of around $88,000, far above the state average, while its poverty rate is relatively low. Crime also tends to be lower than in many towns of similar size, making it an attractive place for families and retirees. Interestingly, Southern Pines has a close connection with the equestrian world. Few small towns in America can preserve their history while also enjoying modern growth like Hillsborough. Located in Orange County, only about 15 minutes from Durham and close to the Research Triangle, this town of around 8,900 people offers a rare combination of historic charm and access to one of the strongest economic centers in the United States. Walking through downtown Hillsborough feels like stepping back into the 18th century. Dozens of historic buildings still stand along the main streets, including homes once visited by important figures during the American Revolution. Although rich in history, the town's economy is very modern. Median household income is around $98,000, far above the state average, while poverty and crime remain relatively low. Many residents work in Durham, Chapel Hill, and Raleigh, but choose to live in Hillsborough because of its quieter atmosphere and close-knit community. Perched in the Blue Ridge Mountains at an elevation of more than 3,281 feet, Blowing Rock is often considered one of the most charming mountain towns in the entire United States. With a population of only around 1,200 people, this small town offers a combination of natural beauty, prosperity, and quality of life that makes it a dream destination for both tourists and retirees. The town's name comes from the Blowing Rock, a legendary rock formation that has been a tourist attraction for more than a century. To this day, it remains one of the most famous landmarks in North Carolina. Blowing Rock is also near the Blue Ridge Parkway and only minutes from hiking trails, waterfalls, and popular ski areas. Not surprisingly, tourism is the backbone of the local economy. In recent decades, few small towns in North Carolina have grown as quickly as Waxhaw. Located in the southern part of the state, not far from Charlotte, the town has transformed from a quiet, rural community into one of the most prosperous and desirable small towns in North Carolina, without losing its historic character. One of the main reasons for that growth is its strategic location. Many professionals working in the Charlotte metropolitan area choose to live in Waxhaw because it offers a quieter environment, high-quality schools, and a strong community atmosphere. The results are clear in the economic numbers. Waxhaw's median household income now reaches more than $131,000 per year, almost twice the North Carolina average. If there is one small town in North Carolina known around the world, Pinehurst may be the answer. For many sports fans, the name Pinehurst immediately brings to mind one of the most iconic golf destinations in America. At the center of that reputation is Pinehurst Resort, a legendary golf complex that has hosted many major tournaments, including several editions of the U.S. Open. The resort not only attracts visitors from around the world, but also helps create a very strong local economy. Its economic numbers reflect that success. Pinehurst's median household income ranges from around $95,000 to $109,000 per year, far above the North Carolina average. Meanwhile, Davidson stands out because of one thing that is becoming increasingly rare in modern America: balance. This small town of around 17,000 people, located north of Charlotte, has managed to combine prosperity, education, safety, and quality of life into one package that is hard for other small towns in North Carolina to match. The heart of the town is Davidson College, one of the most prestigious liberal arts colleges in the United States. The campus has a major influence on local culture, creating a highly educated, active community focused on quality of life. Economically, Davidson is also at a very impressive level. Median household income reaches around $166,000 per year, while poverty and crime rates remain far below the North Carolina average.